Erin, you've sort of progressed massively now at the football club. You've been here for a while now. How do you feel your progression has gone since joining us?
Yeah, I think I've learnt a lot since the day I come. It's a big step from where I've come from. I think I've gone up 4 leagues. So, like the manager and the chairman have always said, there's not a lot of pressure on you to do well. So I've just tried to get all the information from them and just put it on the pitch.
I mean, when you playing previously at Dulwich, it's like that's when you were a non-league player, and I think when a big club's interested in you or a club hires interest in you, you feel you could take on the world. In reality, it's completely different, isn't it? And probably much harder than you expected.
Yeah, of course, it's been hard, but when I was at Dulwich last year, and I knew a few clubs were after me, I just felt really good. I was doing things that I didn't think I could do. So I've come here and I just tried to do the best and help the team get to where they want to be.
At pre-season, it was I suppose you saw that as your opportunity to get in, to get noticed, and it didn't quite work out the way you expected it to, did it? I mean, through injury or was it through tiredness, fatigue?
Well, I think 2 weeks pre-season, I felt I'd done really well. I had a few words with the gaffer. He said I was really pleased, and obviously from just not being able to train every day, I weren't used to it. Dulwich was training once, twice a week, and here's full time. So I think my body just couldn't hack it, and that's why it caused an injury. But I've got playing now, and hopefully I've done well.
How different is that in reality? From training once a week to full time, because it's putting your body through a massive amount of stress, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, before I was at Dulwich, I was in Turkey, so I did have I was playing full time there. But then obviously 2 years at Dulwich, once or twice a week, just my fitness went and stuff. So come back here, and after training, I was going home, sleeping. I just felt tired all the time. But now I just feel like my body's got used to it, and I can do the things that my brain's telling me to do.
When you were at Dulwich, what did you do in the to keep your time occupied? Because obviously, if you're only training once a week, I mean, did you have another job as well? Did you have a part-time job?
No, I weren't working. I was just concentrating on just football. Trying to make it into the pro game. I was using most of my money on to going to the gym and a personal trainer. So I was trying my best to get to where I am today.
How was you surviving? Because obviously you couldn't have been on a lot at Dulwich, I wouldn't imagine. Were you living with your folks?
I was with my parents. My parents have been magnificent. They've been helping me a lot. Whenever I needed a bit of money and stuff like that, they always offered it. And without them, I wouldn't have got here.
Talk to us about the injury that set you back so far, because obviously everyone was expecting you to play, and I know the mood around the camp in the summer. Anyone you spoke to, whether it be a player, the manager, member of the training staff, they were all saying how fantastic you were doing in training, and it was a real tough setback for yourself, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a groin injury which it just tightened up, and I just couldn't move, couldn't turn, couldn't kick the ball hard. So so we had an operation that they said 6 to 8 weeks. I think I got back in about 8 weeks. So right now it's fine, no pain. And just kicking on from there.
Was it a difficult decision to take though, to have the operation? Because obviously, you're looking at this as your chance to shine, as your opportunity to try and break into the first team. You know that the players around you are there to jump in your space if you're not there. So it's to think, do I take this operation? It must have been a big step.
Yeah, obviously the pain started like 2 weeks into pre-season, and then the physio Chris, he wanted to try and just keep massaging it, keep it. Doing exercise and that, and we kept that going until the first game of the season, Rochdale, and then it didn't go away. So we did try and stay away from an operation, but I had to do it. So it was hard, but
Have you ever had an injury like that previous?
No, I haven't. No, I think it's just the step from non-league to the pro game. You just couldn't hack it.
You got your first 90 minutes under your belt against Colchester in the cup. How did you find that physically and mentally?
No, it was good. The tempo is much quicker. The tempo from non-league, but I think I'm technically good enough to playing this league, and I thought I did well that game, and since then I've been playing. So the gaffer must have thought I'd done well.
From the outside looking in, if you're a fan, you can watch, non-league, you can watch the Football League, you can watch Premier League, and it all kind of looks the same. Obviously, there's differences here and there that you do notice, but it's not until you're actually playing that you actually really notice the difference. So what are those? I know you briefly mentioned it there, but what are the actual differences from, say, playing week in, week out with Dulwich to playing week in now with Posh?
I think in non-league it's more just a long ball. So I was playing in the number 10 role, and I was just looking over my head, all the time. And here, obviously Peterborough, we try and play out from the back, which suits me. Obviously the tempo is much quicker. The physical side, I think non-league's quite physical. I used to get kicked a lot there. I think in non-league you get respected more, so they won't just come in, they'll hold their position instead of just coming in and trying to tackle you. So in some ways it's helped me out coming up playing in League One, so it's going well.
With your entrance to the football club, obviously, I think it happens quite a lot when players come in. There's expectation. Are you the sort of person that feels that expectation when you first come? Because obviously I know how much you wanted it, how much you personally wanted to do well. Did you feel the expectation from the football club and the fans?
I think the fans, yeah, and myself as well. I wanted to come here and do really well, but then obviously from where I've come from, it's not going to just click. I'm going to have to get the training in, get used to it. Obviously, we're playing different formations from what I was playing, but slowly and steadily, I think I've got there now. So I think my fitness is up there now as well. So hopefully, I can just kick on and carry on playing.
And when we talk about expectation, I mean your nickname has been the Turkish Messi. I mean you can't have bigger expectation on your shoulders than that, can you? I mean, A, when did that nickname first come about, and B, how do you deal with carrying that nickname?
I think in non-league they used to call me the non-league Messi, so I think it's just kicked on from there. But it's a great thing to it's a great nickname to have. I look up to Messi. He's my idol. I want to play like him, but obviously I'm quite far off him. But that's the aim. To get play as high as I can.
But with that nickname, obviously you've got to perform, haven't you? And I suppose, does that go through your mind every time you walk over that line? And I suppose, one thing that Posh fans want to see, I suppose that every fan wants to see, is their player giving 110%. And you look very much like that sort of player.
Yeah. Normally a number 10 would be like a luxury player where he doesn't run a lot and stuff. But I think because I've played in non-league and it's hard, you've got to grind out results and stuff. I think I've just learned to just run your socks off, run as much as you can, and and when you do get the ball, do something with it. So I try and always go forward all the time, try and be attack minded and try and make things happen.
Well, you're the engine room of that front line, aren't you?
Yeah, it feels like that, for the past few games, and hopefully I've just done enough to keep playing, and I think I can add a few more goals and assists, but I think that will come.
Marcus Maddison came, got injured, and I suppose everyone looked at that as the time for yourself to come on to like for like really come on and take that place. That didn't happen. Was that frustrating for you at the time? I mean, what was the gaffer saying to you? How? Because I know that the way we were playing, he wasn't. I think he said it wouldn't have suited your style. What was the reasoning behind all that?
I had a few words with the gaffer. He said that the system weren't suiting me. First we were playing 5 at the back, and then we played 4-4-2. He weren't seeing me as a winger. Yeah, it was frustrating because Marcus was playing in that number 10 role, and then he got injured. But I think I wasn't ready then. I was playing with the under 21s. I was just getting my fitness up. I was getting my sharpness up. So I think the gaffer brought me in at the right time, and I've just kept my place now. So I just need to thank the gaffer for that. Yeah,
I mean, you look at the way you are playing now. It does look like the gaffer was right. I mean, working under a manager like Darren Ferguson, how have you found that? And there's fans out there now that are against him at present, given our recent form. What do you say to those fans? Because I mean, you work with Darren day in, day out. How good a manager is he?
I think he's a great manager. He's I haven't worked with another manager in the league yet, but I think personally he's a great manager. He pulls us to the side and speaks to us one-on-one. He tells us what we can do, what we've done well. I think he's a great man and a great manager as well.
You seem to be repaying his confidence with your performances. I mean, of late you're getting a run of games now. You're a player that seem to already taken away with the fans. When you get the ball, the atmosphere changes in the stadium, and I suppose very few players are able to do that. How are you? Are you surprised by how well you've been taken by the fans, and how well you've actually stepped up to it now? You've actually took it.
Yeah, no. Like I said, my expectations of myself are high. So I've always wanted to, show the fans what I can do, and the fans have been great with me. I've been seeing the tweets and stuff, and no, it's been great. Obviously we haven't had a good run of wins and stuff, but I still think the fans are still behind us. I think the wins are gonna come. The wins are gonna come. I think we've been playing better since the Leyton Orient game, so I think the wins are around the corner.
Can you put your finger on the recent run of form? Because obviously, we come here day in, day out to the training ground. We see how how good the guys are on the training ground. We see the mood in the camp is high. What is it that's come that Saturday, come that match day, that it hasn't been working? What can you put your finger on it?
I was speaking to Gaffer the other day, and we don't know what it is exactly. I think we just need that lucky win. One of them where like the keeper hits the ball, like,
comes off his backside or something like that.
Yeah. We just need something like that, where we're not expecting to go and beat someone 3-0 right now, because it's not going to happen. I think we need one of those 1-0 wins, and then we just start kicking off from there. We thought after the Leyton Orient game it was going to change, but obviously we came across a Chesterfield side that was really good. So we got a point against Doncaster. I think that's a point towards where we're going. Now we've got a two-week break, so I think that's the best thing that could have happened. So hopefully the next game we can get a result.
The second half seemed to lighten it up, didn't it? On Sunday it was a very tough first half. Some would say pretty dull from both sides. Second half came out fighting, and I think you look at like Luke James, for example, another young player that's just stepped into it. Took that game by the scruff of the neck, was able to put crosses in like yourself going forward. And it made a big difference, isn't it? I suppose it's just that final third now. It's just getting that ball in the net.
Yeah. Like, Luke James, I haven't played with him yet, so the chemistry isn't really there. The gaffer's trying a few new players. Harry Buteman's come in, he's done really well. So, we're still a work in progress. We're not there yet, but I think a few games will be there and we'll be up there.
And it takes time, doesn't it? And we forget the age of some of these players. I mean, it's a very young side, and it does take time. And when you're unable to, because we haven't been able to field the same 11 consistently due to injuries, etc. So it's tough, isn't it? It's a whole host of things that need to come together in order for a team to work fluently.
Oh, of course, yeah. Obviously, we've been changing the formation. We've had a lot of injuries, so people's coming in, coming out, and you can't just expect someone to just come in and play really well. So it's not going to click straight away, but time will tell. I think in a few weeks' time we'll be winning games and going places.
You got your first goal out of the way, which is always it's always a good monkey to get off your back, isn't it? I mean, talk us through it. I mean, everyone expects Marcus Maddison to take free kicks, and obviously when he was injured, it was like, oh no, who's going to take him now? That gap's been filled now, isn't it?
Yeah. No, I don't know what happened. We was just at training, was doing set pieces, and the gaffer said, "Oh, you're on free kicks." And I think I scored a few last year at Dulwich, so he must have, obviously he knew that I was taking them, and I just took it and scored. I was really happy. It was a great feeling. The emotion was crazy, and it won us the game. So I was really pleased.
So I mean, going forward, I mean, how important is it that everyone sticks together through this? I mean, it's an old cliche, isn't it? But we really do need everyone to stick together in order to get out of this. Isn't that right?
Yeah, of course. Got a great bunch of lads. The team spirit's good. The staff, they're great. They're keeping their heads up. We're all trying to get through this together. So if we just keep together, we'll start winning.